Hi, in this video, I'm going to share 2 subtle ways to tell if a man really loves you or not. And I'm doing this video to clear the air because too many women in my life, my friends, my clients, my students, they come to me and they tell me that they are unsure, they are uncertain if a man that they're falling for, if he's reciprocating their feelings from an authentic, honest place. Because I think we all know, if we've been out there dating for any length of time, right, that talk is cheap, meaning that it's very easy to tell someone what you think that they want to hear, particularly when it's a guy in an early stage of dating them, you know? And so what you need to understand when it comes to the men, when it comes to the masculine, is that actions speak louder than words. Right? No matter what a man is saying, it is his actions that are going to clearly communicate who he is, what his intentions are, and whether or not he can be trusted with your heart. But an important distinction here is that it's not just any actions, it's not just one action. Because I find that a lot of women that I work with, they have a tendency to take one action that a man engages in and spin an entire story, even an entire identity out of that one action. So for example, right, a guy holds the door for you when you're out on a date with him in the early stages of getting to know him. And when he holds that door for you, you're like, wow, this guy is a real gentleman. Right? This guy must be a great guy. Maybe he's the one. Wow. And you get super excited, right, about that one act of kindness. And I'm not saying it's not great and you can't appreciate it, but be careful not to just put a guy on a pedestal because he does a great thing once. And similarly, on the other side of this, and this happened with a client of mine recently, a guy, maybe you've been texting with him for a little while, and then all of a sudden you text him, and then he doesn't respond for 5, 6, 7 hours. And then he gets back to you, and during that time that he's not responding, you get in your head about it and you say, wow, oh my gosh, this guy hasn't responded for 5, 6 hours. He must be talking to another woman. He can't be trusted, or maybe he's just playing games with me, right? They create an entire story during that delay. That happened to me recently with a client, and she was literally in tears over this guy who just hadn't texted her. And I'm like, it's okay. It's one incident. We don't want to create a story or an identity over someone over one incident. What we do want to look at is a little something I like to call Sibot, C-B-O-T, consistent behavior over time. This is the type of action that gives you a clear indicator of who a man truly is. His consistent behavior over time is the ultimate expression of whether or not he's someone that you want to spend some time with. So when you text him, does he text back promptly most of the time? You know, does he consistently get back to you within an hour or two? You know, provided he's not like off the grid for whatever reason, right? When you go out, does he check in with you? Does he ask you questions? Is he genuinely curious about what's going on in your life regularly? When you guys are talking, when you're hanging out, do you feel that sense of curiosity? And is he consistently demonstrating that he's interested in you as a person, right? Not just as this, you know, thing to be conquested, to be conquered, right? When you look at a person's consistent behavior over time without judgment, it's going to really help you understand if he's someone that you can be trusted, you can trust or not, right? And so when you're looking at that, when you're looking at a man's Sibot, it's important not to let an individual incident throw everything out of whack. So say he's consistently showing up and he's giving you all the signs that he's a great guy, and then he drops the ball once. A lot of times, especially if you've had past trauma, I know women have a tendency to look at that as a huge red flag and be like, oh my gosh, well, he didn't do it this one time. And it's like, okay, well, yes, maybe he didn't text you back promptly that one time, but what about the last 50 texts or the last month of texts where he did respond to you? You know, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Give a guy a little break, right? Nobody's perfect, and occasionally we are going to drop the ball, but as long as we're consistently showing up over time, we're probably in it for the right reasons. We're probably in it to win it with you. And that's number one. So the second action step that you really want to look at is there alignment? Is there alignment between a man's actions and his words, right? Are they congruent? Do they back themselves up? Does he say, I really care about you. I really want to get to know you better. And does he back that up by asking questions that allow him to get to know you better? Does that make sense? Like, you want to get the sense that not just is he saying these things, but that he's backing them up with his actions consistently over time. Because if he's saying something like, oh, well, I really want to get to know you better, I think you're so interesting, you have such a fascinating story, and then he spends all of your dates and all of your time together talking about himself, those two things don't add up, right? And so when you have that incongruence, that's a good sign to recognize that, okay, well, maybe he's just telling me what he thinks I want to hear, and then just doing whatever it is that he wants to do to try to get to the end goal, right? Whether that be sleeping with you or whatever he's looking to do, you know? So if you look at those two major things, right? What's his consistent behavior all the time, over time, and how do his actions and his words line up? That's going to give you a really clear picture over who this person is and whether or not you want to be in a meaningful long-term relationship with them. Do you want to trust them? Do you want to open your heart up to them? Right? And I want to give you one bonus tip that's super duper important when you're evaluating this man's behavior, when you're evaluating his actions, when you're evaluating your time together. Ask yourself, how do I feel in my body when I'm with him? Do I feel safe? Do I feel safe? Do I feel secure, right? Do I feel honored by this man who's in front of me? Your body is an incredible source of divine wisdom, right? And if you're able to just listen to your body and ask yourself, do I feel safe when I'm around this person? That is oftentimes going to give you another super clear indicator beyond the X's and O's of his words and his actions. It's an even deeper indicator of whether or not he's someone that you should trust or that you should explore a relationship with, because you have a powerful intuition, right? And I want you to learn to trust that and to listen to that as well in the process of getting to know somebody. So I hope that these tips served you and you can use them to go out and create amazing relationships with the guys that you're getting to know and separate the ones that are in it to win it from the ones that are definitely not, because we ain't got no time for that. And be sure to take a second, hit that little subscribe button, and don't forget to click that bell so you get notified for every video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your biggest signs are, right? That a man can be trusted, that he is someone that you really want to be with or not. I love hearing those. And don't forget to click that link in the comments and caption, because I have got some great tools that I've put there that are going to help you have incredible connections, not just with men, but with everyone in your life. And be sure to click this next video that I've got queued up here. That is going to give you even more signs that a man is emotionally investing in you, so that you're going to be able to tell without a doubt whether or not this is a person that you want to spend your sacred time and energy with. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.